This is instructions for the argumentative unit project, your slides. If you were absent or you simply need to know more about how to do this project, this is the right video to watch. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. If you need more information, please let me know what you'd like to see, and I might make another video or talk to you in person. All right, so this is the instructions for the argumentative unit project. It's a two-part project. No matter what you do, you need to be prepared to share in front of the class. Read all the directions before you start so that you can understand what you're looking for. As always, the rubrics are included. Please look at the rubric so you know what kind of grade you can get based on your work. Your argument must include rhetorical devices. We have discussed them, and there's also a cheat sheet at the bottom of this. Part one is the slides. Right here, it tells you exactly what to do with each slide. Before you even begin, though, you need to pick your topic. Your topic can be anything you want as long as you can argue it. I have a list of topics that you can pick from as well, which is also included in this document. I'll show you where. So let's say if you don't know where to pick a topic, you don't know what to do. If you just scroll down, right. So there's a bunch of topic ideas here. My only suggestion for you is make sure the topic's interesting. If it's not interesting, it's going to make for a very long process that you probably won't enjoy that much, but you still need to do it. If something on here doesn't interest you, think of anything you're interested in life. For example, why Fortnite is the greatest video game of all time, why soccer is the best sport, why pineapple does not belong on pizza. Any of these things can be your topic. You'll notice these topics are all in questions. That's how you get to thinking about it, but your topic itself should be formed in a claim. For example, if we just take let's take about zoos. And by the way, none of you can use zoos as your topic. You'll see why in a minute. So if I go up here and say that my topic is zoos, I need to pick a side. Should zoos be banned? Yes or no? So then I would write under my topic, zoos should be banned. It should be a statement, not a question. As you move down, you're going to see each slide has the instructions. We have a title page, then we have background information. I have changed this, so for those of you in class, you have different stuff here. Basically, what you're writing about in this background information is something to hook your audience. So first you have to determine who your audience is, like who you're speaking to. For example, if it was the zoos one, I probably want to speak to maybe the president of the zoo, or maybe I want to enlist a bunch of people that live in the community to try to start a petition to get the zoo closed. You have to decide who your audience is, and then you have to determine what you're going to put in your background information. Then, just like an essay, we've done this before, guys, you need 3 reasons. Okay? Then a counterclaim, a rebuttal, conclusion, call to action, and citations. So you should have 10 slides total. So I'm going to go to the slide portion. I'm going to show you an example. So we're going through this here. Here's all your rubrics and whatnot. It's all in one place, which is kind of cool. Rhetorical devices cheat sheet, which you'll need, because whenever you're making an argument, you have to sell your audience, right? You have to get them to side with you. Oh, where did I put it? Oh, I forgot to link it here. This is good. Okay, so here's an example of a solid presentation. It doesn't mean you're going to get a 4 on it. It just means this is a solid example. And this is the reason why you can't use zoos as your topic, okay? So take a look at this example. Zoos should be banned. Then we have our background information. This gives you some key details on the topic. Zoos are amusement parks. Many people who work with animals use zoos to study. And the word zoo comes from zoology. So as you can see, it's kind of stuff to get you interested in the topic, to kind of know what's coming. I'm only going to show you one of these reason slides because I want you to get the idea, right? So reason slide works like this. It doesn't have tons of writing. It has the statement, which is your claim, right? The money to enter the zoo does not benefit the animals at all. That's your first reason. Then you have your quote. Then you have a little bit of like, this is important because. So does this sound familiar? It's very similar, guys. Then you're saying zoos are making tons of money, but the animals are not getting better food or care from the profits. So it kind of works like a CER, but it's not a CER. It's bullet points. But I want to point out this pat period here. You always should have a pat period. And then also I want to point out this. You can put reason one. That's fine. But you could also do something if you wanted to do something different, like for instance, money matters. Money. You could also title your slide something about what you're talking about. For instance, where does the money go? Or if you wanted to be a little bit more informal, you can say the animals don't get paid. So it depends on you, and it also depends on your audience. So you need to determine how you're going to do that. I'm going to briefly show you the other slides because they're similar, right? So this one is your reason two. Again, you can change the header. And again, you see, here's my reason. Here's my quote. And then here's a little bit of my reflection. Zoos aren't saving animals. They're causing more harm. And as you'll notice too, do you see how the picture's over here on the right, then the picture's over here on the left, and then it's on the right again? So that's something to note. Counterclaim. Counterclaim is what the opposition would say about you. So if you're saying that zoos should be banned, somebody might say about it, some supporters of zoos claim that zoos allow researchers to study animals they would normally have access to. That's what the opposing party is going to say about your claim. So you have to determine that, right? And the counterclaim, you'll notice, also does not have any evidence. You don't need to strengthen your counterclaim. That's not your job. Your job is to anticipate the counterclaim and argue against it. So here's the rebuttal. Despite being able to study them, animals in zoos suffer from living in captivity. And then you have your evidence, right? Then down here it says, are people able to study the animal as it should be? If it's depressed and suffering, are we truly learning about these creatures? So this is a rebuttal saying, hey, I hear you. You think that people go to zoos to study animals. And I'm saying, hey, if zoos are depressed and acting abnormally, how are we truly studying the animals? How is that beneficial? So that's the rebuttal. And as you can see, it is well supported. Last but not least, well, not quite last, but almost there, you have your conclusion. The conclusion kind of just briefly wraps it up. Do you see how that's not a lot of writing? You're just basically touching base on your three reasons again. The animals in the zoo are exhibiting signs of distress. When we give money to these large businesses, we are also perpetuating the global black market. So you're kind of wrapping up the reasons in like one or two sentences, not a big deal. And then at the bottom, to close it out, I say, as a society, we need to support animals and stop patronizing zoos. This is not my call to action, though, guys. This is kind of just wrapping it up. My call to action is this. We need your help. Sign our petition to close down the local zoo. Sign today. And then I made up a website so that people could click on it. And that is the end of it. Again, your call to action has to be to the point. Sign our petition. Stop buying from this meat market. Fire the manager. Vote for me. Those are all call to action, right? Tell your friends. Like that's a weaker one, but it's still a call to action. And then last but not least at this point, references. Okay. So these are all clickable links on your document. I'm going to go back to the document here. I'm going to run through it real fast. We have our argumentative unit project, your topic, what every slide should include, presentation. We'll go over this later, but this is about what you're going to present. This is your slides rubric. So if you look over this is telling you exactly how to get an A. Those slides I showed you, it's probably like a 3 or 3.5. It might be a 4 in some cases, but you might look through it yourself. The slides I showed you was just an example, so please don't take that to mean that it's a perfect slide presentation. I want you to always keep that in mind, okay? The 4 here, this is what you need to be perfect. Yeah, so here's that. And then this is for later when you present to the class. Rhetorical devices cheat sheet. I've shown this all to you. You have your own, but it's all here. You need to include this, guys, because if you're not, it's not really an argument. It's more of an informational presentation. So without these bad boys, you're not really arguing at all. So you need to use these. And then topic ideas. And here's the clickable link for that slideshow that I showed you, which one more time, you may not do zoos, and I'll put it here. Actually, no, I'm not going to put there. I'm just going to tell you, you cannot choose zoos. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a better understanding of what the project is all about. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great day.